Hi everybody, welcome to That's Football. Hope you're all doing well. We're live. These two games tonight are fantastic. We've got Netherlands against Sweden. We've got Ivory Coast against Germany. This is about first place in these groups, and the connotations are big because if you can finish top of your group, you get an easier game on paper. So Michael Oliver is the referee in the Netherlands-Sweden game, probably the worst referee in the tournament. He's from the PGMOL. Let's cut him some slack. He's an amateur. He's rubbish. And he will be like a rabbit in the headlights here because basically FIFA want to keep the game flowing. They want the game to be fast. And he won't have a bloody clue what to do. But let's leave that there. Okay, live and welcome to That's Football. Two fantastic games tonight. Really looking forward to it. Hope you're all doing really, really well. I thought that said Everton there. It says Sweden. God, don't know what was going on there. Lovely stuff. Okay, we are sponsored by Boyle Sports on the show tonight. I'll talk to you about my bet builder. If you're new to That's Football, then you're going to be like a rabbit in the headlights like Michael Oliver. You're going to go, what's going on? But we are building the biggest and best football community around this World Cup on the biggest and best football community YouTube channel, which is That's Football. So make sure you're subscribing, bottom right-hand corner, and getting involved. I think Ivory Coast, Germany is going to be an absolute banger, by the way. I just think that it's such a big game. But in relation to this group, I also think this is a big game as well. Netherlands against Sweden. We are here in Houston, the House of Pain, they used to call it years ago. I don't know what they call it now. Apparently they call it the kindergarten. No, I don't know. But it's Group D. No, it's not. It's Group F. It's Group F. Sorry, it's Group F. Sweden are top of Group F with 3 points. Japan and Netherlands have 1 point, and Tunisia have 0 points. But look, I don't personally buy into the Sweden vibe. A lot of people are like, oh, Sweden, Volvo, IKEA, meatballs. I don't buy into Sweden. I don't actually think they're that good, but I'm here to get proved wrong. Teams will be on the screen in a minute, but we're just about to start here, so I just want to get the timer going for the start of this game. One thing you always get with the Netherlands is, and there's one word, vibrant. The colour orange is vibrant. The stadium is vibrant, but both Isak and Gyökeres are starting for the Swedes today. There's Frankie de Jong. Still thinking about a move to Man United. It looks more orange than yellow. There is a bloody fucking loads of... I mean, oh my God. I've not seen more orange since I went in the fruit bowl and picked out a Satsuma. It is absolutely orange. I would say 80% of this stadium is orange. Why is Houston being taken over by Orange, the Dutch? Let me know that. Welcome to everyone on TikTok. Give us a follow. Great. We're going to have a great time tonight. Two fantastic games of football and an 8 o'clock show on the United Stand where I'm going to lose it. But we'll leave that for something else. It's Koeman versus Potter. We'll go through the team news in a minute, but we are sponsored by Boyle Sports, like I said. We've been working with Boyle Sports on this tournament, and one of the big things we've been doing is bet builders. I can't believe last night I didn't get my bet builder home for Morocco, sorry. I had Sarabia to score, Morocco to win, and it all went to shit. But this is my bet builder tonight. Now, a bet builder is you choose a load of things in relation to one bet. So it could be number of yellow cards, corners, who's going to score. This, you build it all into one bet. So I've got Netherlands to win, Gakpo to score at any time, over 2.5 goals, Van Dijk shot on target, and Dumfries to be booked. It's very Dutch-centric, but if all those things happen, I'm quids in. A quick reminder that a bet builder is all about that. It's a number of things in one bet. So, you know, you might say, I don't know, Gyökeres to have 4 shots on target, build it into your bet. Ball Sports, link in the description, scan the QR code, of course. But I'm also going to give you something that's a little bit unique as well, in the sense of a bit of a quiz. We do this as well with Boyle. I like this. So yesterday it was like, what record does Scotland have in the Guinness Book of Records? And I told you at half time, they hold the Guinness Book of Records for the most appearances in a World Cup without getting to the group stage. There you go. Get down Sunday dinner tomorrow, Father's Day. Say, shut up, Dad. I've got an amazing stat about Scotland. He'll go, I don't like football. He'll go, shut up. It's still an amazing stat. So during the 2014 World Cup quarter-final against Costa Rica, the Netherlands manager, Louis van Gaal, made one of the most famous tactical gambles in tournament history. What did he do in the 121st minute? I actually know the answer to that. In relation to Boyle Sports, make sure you put loyalty and patriotism aside and pick with clarity of thought this World Cup. Boyle Sports are reminding you, bet with your head, not with your heart. Don't let emotions muddy the waters. As always, it's 18 plus, UK and Ireland only. Please bet responsibly. Terms and conditions are in the description and via the QR code. As I say, my bet builder, you can be doing bet builders throughout the World Cup if it makes it more interesting for you. I've got Netherlands to win, Gakpo to score at any time, over 2.5 goals, Van Dijk shot on target, and Dumfries to be booked. Check it out through by scanning the QR code or going through the link in the description. Hope you're all doing very well. Okay, right, I'm going to cover the team news here. So thank you very much to Boyle Sports. Let's go Dutch. Let's go Orange first. We've got Verbruggen, Dumfries, Van Heck, Van Dijk, Van de Ven. It's basically a Premier League back five, apart from Dumfries, who plays for Real Madrid. We've then got Gravenberch, De Jong and Reinders. It's basically a Premier League midfield apart from De Jong. And then we've got Malen, Brobby and Gakpo. It's basically a Premier League front three apart from Malen. So strong team, very, very Premier League centric, the Dutch. The Swedes, Nordfeldt, Lagerbielke, Hien, Lindelof, Karlström, Bernhardsson, Nygren, Ayari, Gudmundsson, Gyökeres, Isak. I would say half that team is Premier League centric. Let me know your thoughts on that. But look, I don't buy into Sweden are good. I buy into Tunisia are shit. And look, some people would say that's a bit blunt, but I think sometimes in life you've got to tell the truth. And I don't think that Sweden are actually that good. I actually feel that Tunisia were crap. Looking through their side, obviously Victor Lindelof, you'll know, plays for Aston Villa. Goalkeeper Nordfeldt, he plays for AIK, who are Swedish, funnily enough. Lagerbeck and Hien. Lagerbeck plays for Braga, and Hien, who is the vice captain, plays for Atalanta. Moving into the midfield, you've got Karlström, Bernhardsson and Gudmundsson, who you might not know who they are. Well, Bernhardsson plays for Holstein Kiel in Germany. Yeah. Karlström plays for Udinese. And it's 1-0 to the Dutch. And can I just, yes, me. Get the cameras on me. What did I tell you? The Swedes are crap. I've told you they're crap. They are crap. What's all this nonsense about Sweden being the dark horses? They're not good enough. They only got into the World Cup because of the playoffs. They ain't it. I'm telling you now. Sweden are going to finish third at best. They're not that good. This is why I do this for a living. This is what I do. Like, they're not that good. They're not that good. This is so simplistic from the Dutch. Ball down the left-hand side. Gakpo puts the cross in, and there he is to tap it in. It's just so simple. It's so simple from the Dutch. It's really easy. Down the left-hand side, and there he is, Brobby, to tap it in. It's a simple goal. It's the sort of goal you see in training. You know, it's so simple. That Swedish defence. Shite, basically. It's such an easy goal for the Netherlands, and it's 1-0. Too easy for the Dutch. They'll win this easy. They will. They don't look that good, Sweden. But we've got an early goal here. I don't do 0-0s. I just don't do them. I refuse to. Going through the rest of the Swedish squad, Bernhardsson plays for Holstein Kiel. Karlström plays for Udinese. And who else have I got to talk about? Nygren plays for Celtic. And there's somebody else. Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson I don't even know where. Oh yeah, Goodmonson plays for Leeds, of course, and then yeah, obviously we know the front two of Gyökeres and Isak, and Ayari plays for Brighton. But I do have question marks about a Swedish side that benches Bergvall. I know people are going to disagree with me, but I don't really get that one. I don't really get that one. Yeah, so Sweden are 1-0 down here. Please do share the video. Make sure you give us a follow or subscribe. Thanks for the follow on TikTok, Blasto, Max Victor, Emin as well. Really appreciate that. Why are you still here in my chat? Let me get rid of them. Thank you. You don't get this on Sky. What? Good conversation. I'll tell you what, if Gary Lineker is on ITV tonight, I'm going to absolutely lose my shit, you traitorous arsehole. If he turns up on ITV tonight at 9 o'clock, I think Lineker is an absolute shithouse. I'm sorry. I do. You might have fell out with the BBC, but I think that is shithousery on another level, and you're not even a good pundit. You're a presenter. I don't even like Lineker's analysis of football. You're a presenter. You're basically a polished version of Eamon Holmes. I do not want to listen to Lineker talk about fucking football. I think he's shit at football analysis. I think he's a presenter. That's what I think he is. And not my words. Tom Coyle says the rest is football is crap. The rest is football is not crap. It's just for the over 50s. If you're over 50, you listen to the rest is football, because Lineker and Shearer are basically the target market if you've started to, go to the toilet at 2 a.m. in the morning and push when you need to urinate. I don't listen to it, no. I do like Mika. He's just he's on the wrong show. That's not really what he's all about. I just realised that is absolutely going to get clipped. Occasionally, I just know when you're going to get clipped, and I think that is gold. If you listen to the rest is football, you're over 50, and you get up for a piss at 2 a.m. But it is true, demographically, it is true. I don't listen to it. I listen to the overlap, not because Gary tells me to. I always did. I think the overlaps episodes with I really like the Des Walker one. They do good stuff. Anyway, we're here for a World Cup watch-along. It's the Netherlands against Sweden. I hope you're all doing very well. I'm busy tonight. I've got an 8 o'clock show at 8. It's mad that, isn't it? I've got an 8 o'clock show at 8, and I've got Germany, Ivory Coast, which I just can't wait for. What are your thoughts on the Mateus Fernandes situation? I'm not allowed to talk about it. I am not allowed to talk about it till 8 o'clock, but trust me, I want to. Yeah, I really do. I just can't talk about it till 8 o'clock. Yeah. Big shout out to everyone on TikTok. Thanks for all your follows. Andreas as well. I tell you what, I'm loving this World Cup. I'm absolutely loving it. I think this is head and shoulders, apart from the ITV background, the best place to be for the World Cup. I've loved it. And I cannot believe, in a positive way, that in 2 weeks we'll still be in the round of 32. This is the sort of tournament I just don't want it to end. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm loving the chat. I'm loving everything about it. Lovely cross by the Dutch into Gakpo. Keeper gets hold of it. Mate, I'll tell you what, I'm calling you out. Anybody that said Sweden are a dark horse is a footballing peasant. I'm sorry. I know that's a very no. I like the ITV background. I think the ITV background and that's football community are the two best things about this World Cup so far. They are goated. But yeah, I don't like calling people footballing peasants. What a ball! Goes for a corner for the Dutch. Give him a raise, number 22 for the Dutch there. That was an absolutely brilliant ball. And I don't know why I called him number 22, because I call him Dumfries. What a cross. What a ball. What a ball. If Gakpo wasn't average, he'd have been on the end of that. But yeah, football peasantry is a very, it's a put down. If I walked into the pub and somebody went, here's Mark Goldbridge, the guy with football peasantry opinions, I'd walk back out crying. But people who think Sweden are a decent team and a dark horse of this tournament, I'm sorry. I like Sweden. There's lots to like about it. ABBA, IKEA, Volvo. But their team ain't good. Potter can do what he likes, but their team is not good. That's why they played in the playoffs for the World Cup. They ain't going to do anything. Oh, here we go. Listen to this. Oh, my God. I've never had... This super chat needs to be hung in the Louvre. Listen to this. I've never heard this person do a super chat before. He might not be a Lineker fan, but he has founded Britain's fastest growing company and most popular football podcast. Give him some credit. Mate, do you work for Goalhanger by any chance? Fuck a duck. I mean, God, could you be more boring and arse-licky if you tried? Mate, that sort of a comment in this type of a community stands out like a sore thumb. Yeah, that is the crappiest, most corporate super chat I've ever read. We don't talk like that here. Polished Damon Holmes was a dirty one, mate, says TR6. Norway or Sweden, don't be kind, I can take it. Oh, Norway are better than Sweden. I like Sweden, but Graham Potter's not a good coach and your team is not good enough. Look, let me tell you this, right? I know football, right? Your defence has Burnley, Celta Vigo, St. Pauli, FC Dallas, Leeds, Atalanta and Braga in it. And Lindelof. You know, your defence ain't good enough. Your goalkeeper plays in Sweden. Your midfield, your best midfielder's on your bench, Bergvall. And your attack's good. I like your attack. Alanga, Gyökeres, Isak. But the rest of the team, it ain't good enough. At least Norway has balance of ability. You're just not good enough. I'm sorry. Like, you know, you look at that Dutch team, 8 of the players play in the Premier League. Verbruggen, Brighton, Dumfries, Real Madrid, Van Heck, Spurs, Van Dijk, Liverpool, Van de Ven, Spurs, Gravenberch, Liverpool, De Jong, Barcelona, Reinders, Man City, Malen, I forgot, Brobby, Sunderland, Gakpo, Liverpool, your bench, Aki, Man City, Depay, Brazil, Flecken, somewhere in Germany, Gertruda, don't know, Hatto, Chelsea, Kluivert, Bournemouth, Coop Miners, don't know, Lang, don't know, Roofs, don't know, Somerville, West Ham, Till, don't know, Veghorst, don't care, Wafer, don't know, Darun, don't know, but it's a better squad than Sunderland. It is. It's a better. Why is Sunderland appearing in the World Cup all the time? It's not Netherlands against Sunderland, it's Sweden. I think the Netherlands are going to be too good for Sweden, and I don't think Sweden are going to make an impact on this tournament. Apologies. Apologies. Support Cedric Diggory, says BRM, Potter. Jamie says, people need to stop calling Turkey... Oh, mate. Mate. How shit are Turkey. I said this when they lost to Australia. They walk into tournaments as dark horses and they walk out as My Little Pony. I can't even remember a name for a My Little Pony, but I think Candy Floss. Or, you know, what's the name for a horse? Sugar Bum. Or Popcorn. You know, rubbish. So, Turkey are absolutely rubbish. I have lots of friends who are Turkish. They don't deserve this. They don't deserve this. They've got good players. What's going on with Turkey? What are you doing? You've not scored a goal in the World Cup and you've lost to Australia and Paraguay. With all due respect, fair play to Paraguay, but they were shit. They were shit against the USA. You look at that Turkish team. Goal! 2-0. Oh, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? Move that out of the way. Sweden are shit. This is a bloody walk in the park. Don't ever tell me Sweden are decent again. I didn't watch Sweden play against Tunisia and people were saying Sweden are good. I said they're not. They're bloody not. Sweden are not good. They're just not. Malen, Dumfries again. Cross comes in, Brobby again. It's too fucking easy. It's too easy. They're absolutely killing them. Malen, Brobby. Malen, Dumfries, Brobby. Piece of piss. Where are these morons that said Sweden are a dark horse of this tournament? They're bloody not. They're not. They're genuinely not. Maybe Japan. Maybe Colombia. Maybe Ivory Coast. Not Sweden. They're not dark horses of this tournament at all. Do your bloody homework. They're not. Yeah, but going back to Turkey, I mean, you look at the Turkey side, you've got people like Yildiz, Galer, Kalanoglu, Demirel, Kadioglu, really, really poor. And they're not a dark horse. They're not a dark horse either. But I'm telling you now, Sweden are 2-0 down after 17 minutes. This is the sort of thing you'd say Haiti against Brazil. That's how bad Sweden have been. Really poor. Really bad. And if you thought they were a good team, you're wrong. MG, thanks for the follow on TikTok, and Yuretso as well. Turkey have been very disappointing. Look, the reality is of a World Cup, not everybody can be good. For every Morocco, you get a Turkey. For every Japan, you get Sweden. You know, some people have got to be shit. Kylie says maybe if they didn't have Potter as manager. I don't think they've got good enough players, Sweden. I look at their squad, it ain't great. Lee Berman says more like Skegness donkeys. Can you do, not doing that, boat, support Cedric. American commentators keep talking about how good of a ref Michael Oliver is. Must be City fans, says Andrew. This will be very hard for Michael Oliver because he'll be so used to stopping the game and having a breather. Potter is a joke, says AFC Ayan. You might not have done that from Sarah. Have you ever heard such a shit super chat in your life? You might not be a Lineker fan, but he has founded Britain's fastest growing company and most popular football podcast. Give him some time. I don't think he's founded Britain's fastest growing company somehow. Really don't. Man United need to step it up or forget about Fernandes and go all out for De Jong, says Jake. Hi Mark, are you a Ross Kemp fan? No. Hi Mark, you confident we get Fernandes from West Ham? 8 o'clock, Man United fan for life. Thoughts on the backlash on Neves by Ronnie fans? Joke. I think Ronaldo and Messi are incredible, and I like them both. But I do not like Neves, Vitinha, Bruno Fernandes being blamed for the fact that Ronaldo's 41 and past it. I love Ronaldo. Ronaldo, absolute goat of the game. But would I want Wayne Rooney playing up for Man United now? No. Jonathan says, how do you deal with your boldness? Turkey trip soon. I'm not bold, mate. That's real hair. Brobby's linked with Bayern. Solid squad player, says TR6. Well, he's on a bloody hat-trick here. Brobby gets better service than Ronaldo, says Rajaf. Appreciate that. But if you've tuned in here, we've had 20 minutes and the Netherlands are cruising against Sweden. Absolutely cruising. Do you think Norway are a genuine dark horse? Silver says, good goals. Simple goals. Really simple goals from the Netherlands. Finance Bro says USA have been the best dark horse candidate so far. Zlatan believing they can win it. USA won't win this tournament. Maybe Zlatan wants some brand deals in the United States, but intelligent Americans know you're not going to win the World Cup. Look, if the USA got to the semi-final of the World Cup, that would be like Leicester winning the league. It would be absolutely incredible. I'd love Sweden to get knocked out so Isak doesn't get injured, says Harry. To be fair, Isak and Gyökeres may as well be sat in the live chat here doing start bench sell because nothing's happening. They've done nothing. I'm not joking. They've literally done nothing in this game so far. I mean, look at the stats. I'm looking at the wrong game. Sorry, I'm looking at Turkey, Paraguay. Yeah, they've hydration break, one shot on target, one shot altogether, and one corner. A really disappointing start by Sweden, if we're being completely honest. Hydration break is always a time to have a little bit of a stand up. Don't know what I was doing there. Thank you very much, of course, to Boyle Sports for sponsoring the stream today. Let's catch up on my bet builder. So a bet builder is where you take multiple things, put them all together in one bet. So it could be number of corners, number of shots on target. I've got Netherlands to win, Gakpo to score, over 2.5 goals, Van Dijk shot on target, and Dumfries to be booked. It's very Dutch-centric. I mean, Netherlands are going to win. We're nearly at over 2.5 goals, but I haven't got a Gakpo goal yet. So not quite there yet. Don't forget this tournament, I'm testing your World Cup knowledge as well. I'm asking you cheeky sports questions. So the first question I asked was, during the 2014 World Cup quarter-final against Costa Rica, the Netherlands manager Van Gaal made one of the most famous tactical gambles in tournament history. What did he do in the 121st minute? We'll talk about that at half-time. Question 2, who is Sweden's overall all-time record men's international goal scorer, though he famously never scored a goal in the World Cup? Let me know who you think that is. We'll give you the answers at half-time. And remember, if you are using Boyle Sports for your bet builders or anything else, 18 plus, UK and Ireland only, please bet responsibly. Terms and conditions are in the description and on the screen at the moment as well. Thank you very much to Boyle Sports. Alda and Mo, thanks for following us on TikTok. Really appreciate you. Brian Brobby is the GOAT, says Jesse. I said before the game, here we are in Houston. Very nice stadium, by the way. But before the game even started, it felt like 80% of the stadium was Dutch. Well, the dominance in the crowd has been dominance on the pitch. Look at that. Look at that. That is disgusting. There is hardly any yellow there at all. Can anybody explain that to me? I'd actually say 95% of the stadium is orange in Houston. I mean, is anyone going to hazard a guess as to why that is? Because I have no answers. Houston, United States, 95% of the stadium is orange and about 5% is yellow. Why? Why is there so much Dutch here and not much Swede? Does anyone know? Ash says, Rahul, your follower, removed to scouting head after falling out with Indian football hierarchy. He was doing well. Your thoughts? Well, this is interesting because Rahul is, active in our chat, and he's been removed as scouting head after falling out with Indian football hierarchy. He was doing well. Well, he's obviously intelligent and told them what they need to do, and they didn't like it. He's a modern-day Amarim. Hi, Mark. I used your tip from yesterday and have 2 ladies interested in me. What should I do? I don't know what tip he's talking about. I'm retracting from that. Lord Com, thanks for your follow. Bigfoot says, USA's path to the semis as of now would be round 32 Bosnia, round 16 New Zealand Czech Republic, quarterfinal DR Congo, Ghana, Uruguay, Austria. Of course, it can change, says Bigfoot. Yeah, that will change massively because I think Austria are going to end up playing a very difficult team in the last 32. Thank you very much, Bigfoot. Michael Oliver really likes to blow that whistle. Says she loves cowgirl. And Harry says, think we should cash in on Gakpo this summer. Don't think he suits what Iriello wants to do. I don't think Gakpo's very good, Harry. Gibbos and Sherwin, thanks for your follow. Colombia, genuine threat to the big boys. Diaz sprinkles magic and they are used to the heat. Exact definition of awkward, horrible last 32-16 team to play, says the Rahui Wood. Well, in 2018, we only beat Colombia on penalties. They've always been a traditional, difficult side in the World Cup. Fans want Diamonde to be crap tonight because of his price, says Jack. Well, Man United ain't getting Diamonde. I'm really looking forward to Germany, Ivory Coast. I think it's a real game about who's going to finish top of that group. Ollie says, has Michael Oliver found a way to award City a penalty yet? I don't think we've got a City player on. Oh, we have. Reinders plays for City. Harry says, I'd love Sweden to get knocked out so Isak doesn't get injured. Thank you very much for your super chats on YouTube. Thomas and Mo, thanks for your follows on TikTok, and Martin as well. Just in relation to YouTube, by the way, please do subscribe to the channel. We're only 50 subscribers away from 487,000, so please do subscribe, get involved. You're all welcome on That's Football, the biggest and best football community on YouTube, and it don't matter who you support. So please do subscribe. Let's see if we can hit 487,000 tonight. This is domination, though. I mean, I don't want to insult Sweden, but I'm going to be honest. The performance that the Dutch have put in has been so dominant. I could put the Swedes into Haiti's colours and put the Dutch in yellow, and it would be very similar to Brazil-Haiti. That's the difference. I feel like the Netherlands are on a different level here to the Swedes. I don't know what you think, but that's just how I feel. They've been very poor, the Swedes. I'm not talking about Mateus Fernandes and Spurs until the 8 o'clock show on the United Stand, but trust me, I am ready. There genuinely was quite a few people that were talking about Sweden being decent and a dark horse. I just don't get it. I really don't. I just don't get it at all. Are you doing any early morning games? I'll talk to you about the schedule at half time. That's what I do. A lot of Czech and German influence here in Texas. Much of our early settlers came from these countries. Dutch must travel well, says Ken. It's incredible. It's actually incredible the amount of Dutch here in Houston and the lack of Swede. Disagree with the hate, but did you watch the game? Neves, Bruno, Vitinha were terrible, only passing back, not creating anything. Much more to blame than Ronaldo, says Petter. And there's a lot of highway repair workers in the crowd, says Gaz. Corner to Sweden. The USA done that one as well from Bigfoot as well. Thank you very much for your super chats. Who is your pick for the next James Bond, says Gaz. I don't really know, actually. Legitimately, I don't. Bush says, what are Neves and Vitinha and Bruno supposed to do when they've got an immobile striker? As a Swede, I do agree with you, but I hope you're wrong. Look, I love Sweden. And if they were a decent team, I would admit it. But I don't agree that you're a dark horse for the tournament. I just genuinely don't think you're that good. How amazing is the World Cup, Mark? Given up so much sleep, I think I've started to have neurological deterioration and I'm loving it. Mate, I didn't do... No, what game did I do last night? Oh, I did Brazil, Haiti, didn't I? So I went to bed at about 4 a.m. I didn't get up till 10. So I did get 6 hours in. And I woke up and I was like, oh, God. It does mess around with you. But I am enjoying the World Cup. I'm not going to lie. I am really enjoying it. But, yeah, I mean, some of there are too many games. I was at Seb's football presentation day today. And talking to some of the parents, and we were talking about the World Cup, and there is just, I know people who love football that are missing 70, 80% of this tournament because they're just not willing to watch football after like 10 o'clock at night. But I know people who are trying to watch like 90, 95% of the games as well. So it's a bit of a flip. I think the clue is in the game. It's the World Cup. So you can't just have games that suit a European audience. I'm really enjoying it. Gyökeres, terrible shot. But look, I think it's great that there's a 2 o'clock in the morning quarter-final. Like, I just think it adds something a little bit dramatic. Jack says, do you think Spain or Portugal will flop? If I had to pick between the two, I think I'd say Portugal. I think Portugal have a huge problem. Goals win games, don't they? And I just don't know how they're going to score. Garzilla says, top 5 candy bars. I don't really eat enough to put a top 5 anymore. Are you doing an 8 o'clock show? Yes, I am. J Big says, time zones, Euro snobs. Thanks for calling that nonsense out, Mark. It's called the World Cup. Yeah, look, it is hard. I'm not going to lie. It's hard. Like last night, didn't get to bed till like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. It's tough. And that's your natural body clock. Even if you get your 6 hours, your body's going to go, you stayed up till 3:30 in the morning. You're not meant to be doing that. It is hard to watch this World Cup. But I've been doing this for over 10 years. And I always say on the United Stand, we've got fans in Australia, Mexico, India, Indonesia. They're doing this most of the season if they want to watch United play. 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning. I ain't going to moan about a World Cup in, North America that is absolutely justifiable. Oh, it's not good for a European audience. I think it's arrogant. Aaron, Tom, and Rox, thanks for the follow. I don't normally do this, but could we not clip the rest is football thing about their demographic being people who are over 50 who get up in the night for a piss? I just think it might cause me a little bit of backlash, and I know you've all got my back, so please don't. Let's pretend. Let's forget about that. Let's pretend I didn't say it. I've had a WhatsApp. Well, help me out. Dorian, Expensive, and Faden, and Mike Nolan, thanks for your follows. Appreciate that. Leon says, question mark. Yeah, that's good. It happened about 15 minutes ago. We might have got away with it. Won't be able to watch tomorrow. I'm getting married, says Darian. Have you never heard of a phone? I think we're only doing one watch along on here tomorrow in the day. Spain, Saudi. Belgium, I think, are the most boring fucking big team in the tournament. I can't watch Belgium. I'd question whether Belgian people watch Belgium. Belgium, who are Belgium playing tomorrow? That sounded a little bit aggressive. Who are Belgium playing tomorrow? Yeah, Belgium are playing Iran at 8 o'clock. No. Absolutely not. Good shot there by Gyökeres. Keeper saved it. I mean, Sweden coming back into it a little bit in this last 10 minutes. But, yeah, Belgium, Iran, I'm not doing a watch-along for that. Well, I'm telling you my schedule. We'll do it at half-time. So, Remember what I said last night? I did think that the McGinn foul was a penalty. Have you heard what the referee said? He turned down the penalty claim, not for diving, not for lack of contact. He turned the penalty for McGinn down because the ball was going out of play as he was being challenged. I do think it was a penalty on McGinn. But the referee said it was because the ball was going out. I genuinely do think that was a penalty. I know some people don't, but I do. Netherlands on the attack here on the left-hand side. Lindelof clears it away. Yeah, your eyes are not deceiving you. The Dutch are very comfortable in this game after 37 minutes. Malen, not a great cross. Remember, Brobby is... There's hardly any Swedish fans here at all. There's like this little yellow bit behind the goal. What the... I love educating myself. Why the hell in Euston is 95% of this stadium yellow? Ooh, Gakpo with a shot. He's in my bet builder. Sorry, orange. There's hardly any Swedes and there's bloody loads of Dutch. I'm demographically curious here. Jacob says, I wake up in California at 4:30 for early kickoff Premier League games most weeks. It's just how time zones works. Exactly, Jacob. Mate, if you lived in the UK, Jacob, you wouldn't be able to move for people moaning about the kickoff times. The arrogance is on a different level. TPC says, who remembers TCP? Turkey, big disappointing. They like bipolar, so unpredictable. They have a good young team. They will be back, and such a good football country. I do feel sorry for the Turkish fans. Huge love of football, huge interest in football, and every major tournament they come to, they're a dark horse, and they don't even do okay. They do shit. It must be so frustrating. Would you take Igor Thiago at United as a backup for Sesko? No, I don't think he's all that, Harry, if I'm being honest. Garzilla says, what's your World Cup best 11 based on performances so far? I know it's early. Oh, my God. Malen there. Put the cross in. It could have been Brobby's hat-trick, but he got the cross wrong. I think it is too early to do a World Cup 11, if I'm being fair. I tell you what I do like in this World Cup, though. The little, you know the foul in the Premier League where if you're a fullback and you've got the ball in the corner and someone slightly touches you and you go down, oh, it's a free kick. Completely abolished. If you are shielding the ball and you get pushed over now, not a foul. Great. Great. David says the cameraman knows what he's doing. Well, so did the Netherlands here. Doing very, very well. I'd feel the same way as Swedish fans if Graham Potter was my manager, Ahmed. Let us know where you're watching from, by the way. Estrella says Sweden not very good. Mr. Tomba says Sweden are still grieving losing to Norway in the Ice Hockey World Cup. Bit niche. Leo on TikTok, thanks for your follow. Greetings from Bosnia, says Sixer. The other week you were talking about small British bands. Check out the Slates from Manchester. Oasis, Roses Vibe. Listen to Come Out and Play by them, says T-Potion. You know what, mate? I will actually give them a listen after this stream. Whoa, 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 whoa. 42 minutes gone here. Netherlands are cruising. Did you see that Barrow FC, England fans, got banned because it has submarine on it? Also, can't wait for Lineker and Shearer versus Goldbridge and Neville. There'll only be one winner there if they fancy it. Will Spurs be better than United next year, says CCM. If Spurs are better than Man United next year, that's an absolute stain on our football club. Shouldn't be anywhere near Spurs. TR says a lot of Dutch migrated to the US in the 16 and 1800s. Well, I don't disagree with you. There must be something, because it is predominantly orange here. And I know orange is a very overpowering colour, but you look around the stadium and it's ridiculous balance. I mean, look at behind the goal there. That yellow section is not very big compared to orange around it. De Jong is world class, most underrated player in my opinion, says Diego. And Ollie says, in 1846, the Dutch groups of colonizers into Texas from their stronghold in South America, looking to set up a North American base. That's bullshit, but we can pretend. Sven says, greetings from Croatia. Thanks for the follow, Endung and OTXN. Appreciate you. Jake says, Mark isn't happy. I bet Fernandes will go to Spurs. 8 o'clock on the United stand. Appreciate you. Thanks for your super chats. So we're approaching half time here. Sweden with a chance to whip a cross in. They have been infinitely second best in this tournament, in this game so far. And you know what? We talk about Sweden a lot, but the Dutch have been quite good in this tournament. I thought they played well against Japan. Got a draw. I think they played well here, and they're 2-0 up. It's a good cross. It's a goal. Keeper has absolutely fucked it there. That is a very good goal for Sweden. Slightly against the run of play. I don't know whether Michael Oliver's given the goal, though. I would just reserve judgment for a minute. It doesn't look like they're celebrating. So maybe there is an element of offside here. The cross came in from the free kick. They look... Yeah, they're all offside. Yeah, they're all offside. Lagerbielke scores the goal, but it looks like he was offside in the when the ball was played. And he has been ruled offside. Brit Ace Official says, I'd love Somerville and Dumfries at Man United. I don't rate Somerville that highly, to be honest. Lenovics and Al Hissan, thanks very much for your follow on TikTok. It was a very good header, Ant-Man, but it's not been given. Bit of a wake-up call for the Dutch, though. They were so dominant. They have gone a little bit off the boil here, but Gakpo, good cut back. No one's there. Sweden did score Space Cowboy, but it's been ruled out. What's your game of the day, Mark? I mean, this is a good game, but it's a bit of a mismatch. I think the Ivory Coast versus Germany is going to be very exciting. I thought Germany, obviously, very clinical against Curacao. Ivory Coast, very impressive against Ecuador. We'll learn a lot more about those results tonight. And look, I'd love Ivory Coast to win. Got nothing against... got nothing against the... the Germans, but it'd be great to have a team in this tournament that's a genuine dark horse doing well. Swedes have got a free kick right on the edge of the box here. Gyökeres is on it. Isak's on it. A goal before half-time could change the complexion of this game. Oh, there's another tier there that's got quite a few yellow on it, but still it's dominated by orange. Or orange, as I call it. Let's see what happens with this free kick. It's a good position. Gyökeres is going to hit it, I think. Good save by Verbruggen. Dylan says, do you reckon Cape Verde get out of their group? No. Ask me an honest question, I will give you an honest answer. Well, that should just about be half time. Kala says, not love from Egypt. Thank you very much. And Chumini or Tonali, says Harry. I probably would take Tonali. We're not going to get him, but if I had the choice, I probably would. Every time Michael Oliver gets involved, there's always some controversy or VAR didn't make the right call, says Jap. And do you like Nicola West's new song, Mark? Says old, I've not heard it. Houston Astros are orange. Wouldn't be surprised if a good amount of neutral Americans are just wearing Astro gear to fit in, says CCM. Sweden have definitely been more progressive in the last 15 minutes, but it's a good shot. It's going to be a corner. Referee's going to let it be go. Rank the following bands, says Garzilla. Foo Fighters, The Verve, Radiohead, Creed, Nickelback, Arctic Monkeys, Pearl Jam. Mate, I can't do 6. I can't. I'm telling you now, you've given me way too many bands to rank there. Out of all those, I would put Radiohead number 1. That guy, thanks very much for the follow on TikTok. Appreciate you. And the referee blows the whistle there. We've had 5 minutes added on and we should have only had 4. It is going to be 2-0 to the Netherlands at half time. Potter walks away in a funeral suit like it was a peripheral relative that he's mildly upset about. He'll still get paid. 2-0 at half time. 2 goals from Brobby. Could still complete his hat-trick in the second half. Admittedly, Sweden in the last 15 minutes came back more into it, but maybe that's just the Netherlands conserving energy. It's 2-0 at half-time to the Netherlands. Andy Atherton says, what's your opinion in general on the left-wing players in the Premier League? Who do you rate and would you sign a left-winger at United when we have Dorgu? I don't really want... Andy, United stands at 8 o'clock. That's football. I want to talk about the World Cup. I do not want to start delving into Man United chat. And I keep saying this and people keep trying to pull me into it and I don't. What I will say though is, why is Thomas Frank on the BBC? Goes from bad to worse. I think that football in general has a few areas in it that are a bit of a concern to me. I think the lack of out-and-out strikers coming through in football is ridiculously scary. I don't really understand why. And But you do raise a good point. I think there's a lack of good players who play on the left wing as well. I think the Premier League this season, when I did Premier League team of the season, there's a debate about the right wing. The left-hand side, who's the best left winger in the Premier League this season? Doku? I mean, it's difficult. There's not. You could even say Sharda of Brentford. There is a dearth of left wing players. Reddish, thanks for your follow on TikTok. Doopy says, can you please explain to me how Turkey is already out? Are they already out? Yeah, I've heard somebody saying that Turkey are already out. I don't know how they're already out, because if they were to beat United States 6-0, they'd be on 3 points with a goal difference of 6. So I don't think Turkey are already out, but they're probably going to go out, because the maximum they can get is 3 points, and they will need to boost their goal difference, which is already at -3. I mean, it's an absolutely shit show of a World Cup for Turkey, if we're being completely honest. It's based on head-to-head, apparently. Right, they're out. Yeah, they're out then. If it's that, there's the simple answer. Okay, so if you look at Group D, United States are on 6, Australia are on 3, and Paraguay are on 3. Even if Turkey beat the United States 6-0 and end up on 3 points, their head-to-head record against Paraguay and Australia is they've lost. So they can't finish any higher than 4th. That's what it is. I thought it was goal difference first. I'm obviously wrong. World Cup 3rd place criteria. Please do subscribe if you're on YouTube, by the way. I want to hit 487,000 tonight. So click and subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. You're all very welcome. So there's an article just come out here. Goal difference, which since 1970 has been FIFA's tiebreaker of choice, is now superseded by head-to-head results, the method long favoured by UEFA. Traditionalists may be aghast, but those in favour say head-to-head is a fairer comparison of even teams than goal difference, which is often skewed by thrashings handed out to weaker sides. If one team tied on points with another has beaten them in the group stage, the winners will finish higher up the table. So far, so simple. Where multiple teams are level on points, a mini-league is created, removing the results against the remaining teams. Those tied teams are ranked by points. So basically, that's true. Turkey are out. Turkey are gone, because their head-to-head against Australia and Paraguay is they've lost. So Turkey are gone. It's not goal difference. They're gone. Turkey cannot get through in 3rd place. They're out. What a depressing order of events. They've got to play that 3rd game out. I mean, Turkey, as I say, I know a lot of Turkish people, and they love their football, and they'll be absolutely gutted by that. Absolute shit show. So Turkey are the first team to go out. And the USA are guaranteed to finish first as well. They are, because head-to-head beat Paraguay and beat Australia. So you're absolutely correct. USA are guaranteed to finish first, and Turkey are guaranteed to finish 4th. Rajaf says, did I just see Van Nistelrooy? I mean, it's not that big a point, mate. It's like being December and saying, did I just see Santa? I mean, he is Dutch. Head-to-head is over goal difference as VBA. What's your opinion in general on left? I've done that one, haven't I? Yeah, Andy, thank you very much. Do you like these group tiebreaker rules better? Says Gatoroid. I don't know, because I think the great thing about goal difference would be if Turkey were to beat USA 6-0, they would go through. So what's the I mean, USA-Turkey is an absolute shit show of a game, isn't it? There's just no point to it. Hopefully it's a 4 a.m. game and I don't need to do it. Let's have a quick look. USA. USA. Oh, loving this. Loving this. Friday the 26th of June, 3 a.m. Turkey, USA. Don't need to watch it. Cash back, or as I should say, sleep back. Yeah, I was actually going to do Turkey, USA. I thought it looked like a good game, but 3 a.m. next 3 a.m. Friday morning, Turkey, USA, Paraguay, Australia. Going to bed. Don't need to watch that. Thank you very much. We'll do Japan, Sweden at midnight. Yes, this is the sort of thing I like. Please explain. I've done that one as well. Thank you very much from Gatoroid. Every time Michael Oliver does something, okay. Rajaf says, no, I meant he was part of the coaches, Van Nistelrooy. Is Van Nistelrooy part of the coaches for the Netherlands? I don't know. Let me know. Full Metal Gear says South Africa are definitely going home next. And AJZ Man says, I'm Swedish. Frustratingly bad start, slow start, but we looked much better after that. Isaac has been brilliant. And Stephen says, kids now being coached to be forwards rather than the number 9. Thank you very much for that. Dev H Hit, thank you very much for your follow. Let's talk about the schedule for the next few days, by the way. You might be new. If you are new, give us a follow on TikTok or subscribe on YouTube. We are only a week and 2 days into this World Cup. We're absolutely loving it. Loads of watch-alongs. Really enjoying the community that we're building. It feels like a massive World Cup, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I don't know about you. But schedule-wise, what have we got planned for you over the next few days? So Netherlands are 2-0 up at half-time against Sweden. 9 o'clock tonight, Germany, Ivory Coast, which I think is going to be a cracking game. Both won their first game in a group with Curacao and Ecuador. Finishing top of your group is worth fighting for. It's really important. If you finish top of your group, you get an easier path through. So Germany, Ivory Coast will be on it. Maybe Germany are the favourites, but at some point in the world of football, we're hoping there'll be a changing of the guard. Ivory Coast, I thought, were very impressive. I thought Ecuador were good, but Ivory Coast were better and they won the game. So Germany, Ivory Coast at 9 o'clock. We will be live with you after the United Stand show at 9 o'clock tonight for that. That game will finish at about 11. There is no other game until 1 o'clock in the morning, Sunday morning. Ecuador against Curacao. Not doing it, but that's on at 1 a.m. Tunisia, Japan. If that was an 8 o'clock game, I'd watch it, but I'm not watching it at 5 a.m. Tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock, we've got Spain, Saudi Arabia. We are doing a watch along for that. At 8 o'clock, it's Belgium, Iran, which I think will be boring as shit, but I'm on the United Stand at 8 o'clock, so we'll have it on in the background. 11 o'clock, it's Uruguay, Cape Verde. I haven't made my mind up yet. It's one of them games that I might watch, and if I do watch it, I'll do a watch along. If I don't watch it, we won't. 2 a.m. on Monday morning, New Zealand, Egypt, forget about it. But 6 o'clock on Monday night, Argentina play Austria. We will be live for that. 10 o'clock on Monday night, France play Iraq. We will be live for that. And then 1 a.m. on Tuesday morning, Norway, Senegal. We will be live for that as well. Funnily enough, we won't be doing Jordan against Algeria at 4 a.m. But then it's Tuesday, Portugal, Uzbekistan. We will be covering that. And England, Inglaterra. It's Coming Home FC against Ghana. We'll be live for that at 9 o'clock. And that's our next few days for you. And then we'll be into round 3 games again, won't we? So, look, loving it. Loving it. We're loving it like that. Adam and Indy, thanks for your follows on TikTok. Really appreciate you. Football changing. Traditional number 9 and number 10 roles going away. I don't know why, Cherry. Look, if I was a young lad, again, I'd be in my garden or down the local park practicing finishing. I'd be studying R9. I'd be studying Harry Kane. I'd be studying Erling Haaland. I'd be studying top strikers because there's an absolute... They're like an endangered species, and I don't know why. I understand why left-footed wingers on the left and right-footed wingers on the right are going because there's an obsession with inverted wingers. But I don't understand where the number 9's gone. It's the most glamorous position in world football. Scoring goals is the most glamorous position in world football. And if I was in my back garden and I was 7 years of age again, I'd be looking at R9 and going, that's what I'm going to be. And not only am I going to be a goal scorer, I'm going to hold the ball up, I'm going to link the play up, I'm going to take people on. You know, I'm going to be an all-action number 9. It's the most glamorous position in football. If Harry Kane gets retired, we haven't got anyone in England. In the entirety of England, there is no number 9 coming through. What are our academies doing? No, seriously, what are our academies doing? Why is Harry Kane one of the best strikers in the world, and if he retires, we don't have any strikers? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, and apparently it's happening in Europe as well. What are academies and coaches doing? Disgusting. Thank you very much for everyone who's getting involved. Let me get rid of you, you absolute knobhead. Football changing, as says Chiri. Appreciate that. Would you want Brobby at United? No, I don't want Brobby. I don't want Balogun. I don't want people that people weren't talking about before the World Cup being signed because they're having a good World Cup. I'm dead against it. This game is on ITV. This game's on BBC. If I see Lineker on the ITV punditry panel, I'm going to lose it at 9 o'clock. I'm telling you. You absolute backstabbing traitor. Right, let's have a look at what's going on with my bet builder. I'm doing okay, but I feel I could be doing a little bit better. We're sponsored by Boyle Sports on the stream. We've got a couple of quiz question answers for you to give you as well. But my bet builder was Netherlands to win, Gakpo to score at any time, over 2.5 goals, close. Van Dijk shot on target. Don't know that he has had a shot on target, actually. Dumfries to be booked, definitely not. So that's my bet builder at the moment. If you want to build bet builders for yourself, you can do that through Boyle Sports, 18 plus only, new UK and Ireland customers. Terms and conditions are in the description and on the screen. Please bet responsibly. I also asked you a couple of questions. During the 2014 World Cup quarter-final against Costa Rica, the Netherlands manager at that time, Louis van Gaal, made one of the most famous and tactical gambles in tournament history. What did he do in the 121st minute? Well, you should all know this, but it might be an age thing. Of course, he substituted his goalkeeper for Tim Krul, who then won the penalty shootout. Tell me the name of the goalkeeper. I can picture his name. I can picture his face, but I cannot picture his name. He was absolutely gutted. It was one of the most... It was a huge call. It was an absolute huge call. And that goalkeeper was absolutely floored by it. He was absolutely on his arse. Sillessen, that was his name. Jasper Sillessen. 37 years of age now. He's still playing. He had 65 caps for the Netherlands. He's still playing. He's playing for NEC now. But yeah, it was a huge call by Van Gaal. And to be fair, he did get it right. The second question is, who is Sweden's overall all-time record men's international goal scorer, but he never scored a goal in the World Cup? It is Zlatan, but never scored a goal in the World Cup. Big shout out to Boyle Sports. Don't forget to build your bet builders across the World Cup. We've got a substitution happening at half time here. Some United fans might get excited because Somerville is coming on. If that's for Gakpo. Is that for Gakpo? Malin. Okay. Woody and Jack, thanks for your follows. Appreciate you. Oh shit, timer. Mark, have you had a drink today? Well, the fact that I hesitated. Well, it happens once a year. It was Seb's football award show. And it's always like an outdoor event with bouncy castles and ice cream and a pub. So I may have partaken in a couple of beverages. But I don't think it's impacted my judgment at all. I genuinely do wonder about the demographic of people who listen to Rest is Football. And statistically, a lot of men over 50 do get up to urinate at 2 a.m. in the morning. So it's a judgment call. I genuinely don't know anybody that listens to The Rest is Football or watches it. And I suspect they are from a demographic that I don't understand. So I stand by that. Centre midfielders are getting paid more than strikers, says Sunrise's Army. Mate, we've all watched football, right? We're watching it now. So we've all watched football. I'm telling you now, like, Seb's never going to be a striker. He's just not going to be a striker. But if I had a 4 or 5 year old, I'd teach him to be a striker. No one's doing it. When I used to play the game, when I was 15, 16, you'd play on a Saturday, you'd play on a Sunday, and you were up against sort of a 15-year-old version of Shearer or Andy Cole. Everyone wanted to play up front. I mean, I remember playing this team from Clifton, and they had 2 strikers. They were absolutely banging it in the bottom corner from the edge of the box at like 14 years of age. Get your kid in the back garden finishing. It's not even that difficult to learn. It's a skill, but it's not terribly difficult to learn. You're 20 yards out, put it in the bottom bins, go! Go! And it's Dumfries, 3-0. I think Gakpo got a touch here for my bet builder. Michael Oliver. Well, Dumfries is happy. Brobby's happy. Gakpo's happy. I do not know who got the final touch here. But it's demolition job by the Dutch. Dumfries is world class. I think Gakpo might be offside. Oh! Don't be offside. That's me bet. That's me bet builder. Fucking hell, we're on here. If this goes in, Netherlands to win, Gakpo to score at any time, over 2.5 goals. I reckon he's offside, the prat. Alex, thanks for the follow on TikTok. I think he's offside. Mate, it's been given. It's 3-0. He's onside. I am absolutely battering this. I just need Dumfries to get booked and Van Dijk to have a shot on target. Why did I put Van Dijk shot on target? That was stupid. I'm absolutely killing it here. In my bet builder, I've got Netherlands to win, which they will. I've got over 2.5 goals, which we've got. I've got Gakpo to score at any time, which I've got. I'm so bloody close. Dumfries, 2 foot someone. And Van Dijk, just shoot from anywhere. Ollie Cruiser says there's nothing better than a few drinks and a bouncy castle. Oh, I remember going on a bouncy castle when I was about 17 and I'd had a few to drink. My God. I thought it was the Rock. More like the cock. I was an absolute idiot. Carnage. I did a drop kick on, well, I can't even say it. Let's just say you should never do a drop kick on what I did it on. Did you expect this result, Mark, says Kevin? Yes, I did. I did. And you know what? I know I'm right a lot, but I'm absolutely right about this. I didn't watch Sweden beat Tunisia 4-1, and I had a load of people telling me, oh, Sweden, 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 oh, Sweden, Sweden. I said, I'll judge them when I've seen them, but I don't buy into it because they only got into this tournament through the playoffs, which means they're not very good. They're not very good. They're not very good. The Dutch have been very impressive. They're well organised. They're a threat. I thought the Dutch played well against Japan, and you know I think Japan are very good. So the Dutch are one to watch, but the Swedes, it's a false turn. It's a false dawn. Nothing better than a few drinks and a bouncy castle. Was there Moscow mules at the party, says Jade? I don't know. I was very disappointed because at Seb's annual yearly football awards, there is a tent that does Jamaican food and Jamaican rum. I normally always get it, and I didn't get there today, and I'm gutted. So it means I'm not going to do it till next year now. Centre midfields, done that, thank you very much. Carlson and Neum, thank you very much for your follows. Will's back. I do like Sweden, but they're not very good. That's a lovely cross, but the Dutch are looking strong defensively as well. Nearly 10,000 watching on YouTube. Please do share the video and subscribe. I really want us to get to 487,000 tonight. We're only 30 away, so please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Get part of this amazing community. That's football. Doesn't matter who you support, what country you support, what club you support. You're very welcome on here. But you know what? Netherlands-Sweden was meant to be a decent game. Haiti did better against Brazil than this. This has been shockingly bad by the Swedes. Let's call a spade a spade. This has been bad from the Swedes. There's no two ways about it. There's no two ways about it. They have not been very good. Jesper Sillison, that was the name. Boyle Sports, Benny. Chevy, thank you very much for your follow. Why is Sweden so bad? Because people overrated them, basically. People overrated them because they beat Tunisia 4-1, but they ain't that good. I knew it. Everyone else knew it. But some people overrated them. Ivory Coast, Germany. I'm really hoping it's not going to be like this. You know, it could do. Germany could rock up and absolutely wipe their arse with them. But I'm hoping that Ivory Coast are gonna play well. Where's it being played? Bear with me. So we're in Houston here. And we've got Ivory Coast, Germany is in Toronto. Sweden on the attack. Has anybody heard from Kulusevski? Like, what was that by Isak? Absolute shit. There's a fluidity to Netherlands, though. Lovely play here. Out to Gakpo. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It's so smooth. Netherlands are absolutely brilliant. This Netherlands side is absolutely brilliant. Like, that's 4-0, and we've not even had an hour. They are smooth. I can't believe it's not butter. Brilliant. Brilliant goal. Like, the way... I mean, Isak gave the ball away in his own attacking penalty box. Boom, 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 boom. It's 4-0. If you could literally replace the name Sweden with Curacao, they are getting absolutely battered. This is not respectable for Sweden. This is like, if this was Curacao against Netherlands, you'd go, sort of expected this, they're not very good. This is a battering. Whoever thought Sweden were a dark horse for this tournament, you should get your stuff and fucking leave football. You absolute footballing peasants. Where's this Sweden dark horse nonsense coming from? They are absolutely bang average. They really are. They ain't good. Why is Bergvall not starting for Sweden as well? Well, he's coming on now. I'll never understand that. Do you think the Netherlands can win the World Cup? I wouldn't mind if England get knocked out. I wouldn't mind them winning the World Cup because they're a team that's never won the World Cup. So I don't want someone who's won it before to win it unless it's England. Cherna, thanks for your follow. (4-0) after 55 minutes. Don't sleep on this. It's very impressive. Very impressive. Very one-sided, but impressive. But ultimately, very, very disappointing for the Swedes. Ollie says the Sweden comeback is on. Gakpo's got 2 and Brobby's got 2. I mean, that's how bad it is for Sweden that Cody Gakpo's on a hat-trick. Even Liverpool fans will say you've got to be shit for that to happen. Dumfries with the shot. Of course, Sweden can still qualify in 3rd place. They had a goal difference of 3 because they beat Tunisia 4-1. That's gone down to a -1 now, but Sweden's final game will be Ivory Coast. They can still do it with 3 points, a little bit like Scotland. Please do share the video if you're watching. Thank you, everybody. Stardust says, I'm in Texas and my stream is 10 seconds behind you. Yeah, well, you know. I don't know what that is, actually. I don't bloody know, mate. No, don't want to do that. Karim says, Gakpo is a good player. He had a bad season. Hey, mate, I'm not a Liverpool fan. Leave it out. Liverpool fans tell me he's not very good. Apparently there's a lot of clubs that want to buy. Oh, here we go. This could be a goal. Alanga. He can't finish anyway. Oh, he has. He has. 4-1. He took it really well. I think he's onside as well. They got one back. They got one back. Somebody did say in the chat, Sweden are going to come back. Well, they have got a goal. It was a good goal as well. The Dutch high line got exploited by Alanga. He sprinted through and he finished it really, really well. Isak with the assist. Oh, he's miles onside. Miles. To be fair, he took that really well. If we're being honest, that was a good finish. Very good. I think Tonali's going to sign for Spurs very soon because Fabrizio Romano's just retweeted something about it. Do you genuinely think the Swedes will come back? No. Yeah, Fabrizio Romano in the last hour has retweeted his story about Tonali and Spurs. So I feel like that's going to happen. I really do. We are 10 subscribers away from 487,000 on YouTube. Please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. We're so close. Thank you, everybody, for doing that. I mean, this is a good... I mean, look. I know the Netherlands are ultimately going to win, but we've got half an hour to go. It's 4-1, and the game is really open. I mean, look. People don't like to talk about positivity. Oh, the World Cup might be really boring after a long season. this ain't boring. 4-1 with half an hour to go. This ain't boring. Like, so many games have been so good to watch in this tournament. Like, Canada, Qatar, you might not have fancied watching it, but 6-goal thriller, 2 red cards. I think so many of the games have been, I wouldn't say we've been spoiled. I just think the quality's been really good. And you know what? You know why it is? Because FIFA decided we're not going to put up with long throw-ins. We're not going to put up with people taking ages to take corners. We're going to get the speed of the game going, and more ball in play has led to that. Because I'm in demand, I'm thinking of the way I could have held your hand. I can't sing. Just figured it out. Corners of Sweden. Nearly 10,000 watching on YouTube. Thanks for your support. Please do share the video. That's going to go out for a goal kick. Yes, we are doing Germany, Ivory Coast. Really excited about it, actually. Really looking forward to it. I think Ivory Coast play football in a very energetic and quick way, and it's Nagelsmann who I really like as well, so I just can't see how we don't get a really good game at 9 o'clock. Like this one. I mean, obviously, I think the Netherlands have been far superior, but hopefully Germany, Ivory Coast will be a little bit more a little bit closer. Alanga scored for Sweden, Bar. Robbie! Oh, good defending there. He'd spun his man. And it goes for a corner. I think Sweden's big problem is they couldn't defend a bloody packet of crisps. There's Wenger. Kick Wenger out. Get Wenger out. Absolute prat, Wenger, when it comes to his offside rule, is absolutely... I've always respected Arsene Wenger, right? Got nothing against him. Always respected him. Changed the Premier League in relation to style and diet and everything. But his offside rule is the musings of an old idiot. I'm sorry. And a young person could come up with that stupidity as well, but he is old. It's absolutely ridiculous. His offside rule, get him away from Infantino. It's a stupid rule. So basically, Wenger wants the offside rule to change so that you're only offside if there's daylight between the defender and the attacker. So the attacker could be half offside, but they're onside. They'll only be offside if their whole body is ahead of the defender. How the fuck are you meant to play offside if that's the rule? So we'll end up with teams not playing offside, camping on the edge of their box. Deep lines. He ain't thought it through. He ain't thought it through. People can say it's harsh, but I'm allowed an opinion. Very end-to-end game, this, though. I'm starving. What's for tea? I don't know. I reckon I'm going to get myself on an app. Chris, thanks for your follow. And Ellie as well. And back. And Prabini, thank you very much. Thoughts on USA and Mexico, says Griffin. Not been very impressed with Mexico. They might get better as the tournament goes on, but I've not been impressed with Mexico. I think they're a little bit pragmatic. USA, on the other hand, very energetic. High pressing, high intensity. I think they might cause issues. But look, I want Canada, USA and Mexico all to get through to the knockouts. It's good for the tournament if the hosts are still in the tournament. And I think they've put on a great show. And I think they all will get to the knockouts. And I think this World Cup, I don't want to jinx it, but so far, I think this is the best World Cup we've seen in years. Stadia, games, yeah, loads of dark horses as well. Colombia, Ivory Coast, Japan, Netherlands are doing well as well. Yeah, I think it's, and then the likes of France, Argentina. I think the World Cup's got everything. I mean, the Golden Boot race, you've got Kane, Mbappe, Messi, Haaland, everyone's scoring. Yeah, I think so far, there's a long way to go in this World Cup, but so far, so good. I very rarely agree with today's better than yesterday in football. I really don't. I think a lot of the time football's getting worse. I think there's a lot of fake stories about, oh, today's better than yesterday. I don't agree with it. But we might actually get one of the best World Cups ever in our time, which would be great. Carl says it's a rubbish World Cup. I'd love to know why it's a rubbish World Cup, Carl, apart from you being a miserable, negative twat. I'd love to know why you think it's a rubbish World Cup. Because I just don't see the ingredients of that at all. Brian Brobby or Mr. Blobby, says Jamie. Do you think Diamonde will go to Liverpool, says Keith? I do, and I think he'll be a fantastic signing for them as well. TZ Smithy says, what's your thoughts on the head-to-head rule over goal difference in the group stage? I mean, it's not something I'm going to lose any sleep over. I don't know, actually. I don't know what's better, head-to-head or goal difference. I don't know. I mean, it means Turkey are out and it means USA are top of the group with a game to go. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I mean, if we didn't have head-to-head, they wouldn't vote. That wouldn't be the case. Skeet says, as an example of why US was the wrong site, the King of Ghana is in Toronto as 3 African teams are playing next week. Fan zone is Pan-African. Don't know what that means. Thank you very much for your super chat, though. Let's make this Swedish miracle in Houston, says Bibios. And Pengas says, as non-European, I'll get heckled, but everyone questioned 48-team cup. Narrative was extra Asian African teams would ruin the cup. I think it's the next tier of Euro nations that have been bad so far. Oh, yeah, so I see what you mean, yeah. I mean, look, ultimately, as I say, Curacao obviously got battered, but Cape Verde drew with Spain. Haiti, I thought against Brazil, 3-0 was about right. Sweden are getting done 4-1. So, you know, it's not really fair to say that the non-European teams are the shit teams, is it? You know, look at Turkey. Lose to Australia, lose to Paraguay. These are not big hitters in the European, not in the world game. Nick P says, I can guess everyone's new Tier 1 United signing in the morning and his name's not Jimmy, says Nick P. Sam says, just joined Mark. How's the game been? Could Netherlands be a team to watch out for? Yeah, I mean, look, the Netherlands, Sam, they were in a World Cup final in 2010. The Netherlands, hydration break. The Netherlands are not Turkey and they're not Scotland or anything like that. The Netherlands do have a pedigree. They've just never won this tournament. Lovely, lovely stadium this, by the way. Can the Netherlands win the tournament? I don't call them the Netherlands. I call them the nearly men. I don't think they can win it, but they do look like a well-balanced team. And I'd probably throw the Netherlands into the Colombia and Japan and Morocco category, in the sense that I don't think they can win it, but yes, David Ornstein's just come out saying that Tottenham are in club-to-club talks over a deal for Tonali now. So that Romano retweet makes a lot of sense. AMC says, if Netherlands can beat Sweden by 4 and Sweden can beat Tunisia by 4, can the Netherlands beat Tunisia by 8? Also looking good for Japan, this is, says AMC. Yeah, if Japan beats Tunisia, then they're through, basically, aren't they? Vishu says, is this technical genius by the Dutch or Sweden just really bad? I think Sweden defensively are shit. One and Only says, Sweden need to drop Isak and Gyökeres. They're preventing the team from performing good. I don't think you're wrong there. I do think it's genuinely quite unusual to play two strikers together in any level of football. Weather doesn't actually look that good in Houston. Looks a bit cloudy to me. Houston weather. It's 28 degrees and muggy. It is overcast with excessive heat, but cloudy in Houston. The weather in Toronto for Germany against Ivory Coast is 22 degrees and sunny. Memphis Depay is coming on here for Brobby. He won't be getting a hat-trick. Just in relation to the top scorers in this tournament so far, World Cup top scorers. Messi is top with 3. Jonathan David is second with 3. Vinicius Jr. has now got 2. Manzambi, very good player for Switzerland actually, and also plays in the Bundesliga for Freiburg. Manzambi is a good player. He's got 2. Just at New Zealand's got 2. Yari at Sweden's got 2 actually. Midfielder for Brighton. Havertz has got 2. Mbappe's got 2. Haaland's got 2. Kane's got 2. Cunha's got 2. Larin's got 2. Balogun's got 2. And Morocco's Saibari has got 2 as well. Oh, God. Shaky says, did you know the Cruyff turn was done against Sweden? I didn't. I can't believe that I can't believe the Cruyff turn only happened in the 70s. Considering football had been played for 100 years before that, I just can't believe that move hadn't been implemented by anybody else before that point. 100 years of football before the Cruyff turn. Somebody must have done it before him. It's not an Ornstein bomber, mate. It's Ornstein saying that Spurs are in club-to-club talks for Tonali, which we already knew they were in for Tonali. So it's not really a breaking news, let's abandon everything. He's not signed yet. I mean, he probably is going to sign, but it's not really anything we don't massively know. I think he will end up at Spurs. What do you think of Ayari, says Jonathan? I think he's a good player. I mean, he's better than Baleba. I think he's Sweden's most... sorry, I think he's... Well, he may be Sweden's, but he's certainly Brighton's best midfield talent. Truck says, why the hell does Tonali go to Spurs? Because maybe it's the only club that's put an offer in. Love the content, Mark. Apart from Turkey, who are your biggest underperformers, worst side that a lot of people thought would be great? Come on, England, says Gareth. Well, I do think it's a bit early to be saying that. I mean, Turkey are head and shoulders the biggest flop of the tournament because they're out. They're the first team to go out. They've lost 2 games. They haven't scored a goal. So head and shoulders Turkey. But most other teams haven't played 2 games yet. So it's hard to say massive underperformers. I mean, look, we'll have to see what Spain do tomorrow against Saudi. I think Spain will bounce back and make the semis at least. Do you reckon Elise will go to Madrid after the new bid from Fiorentina for 220 million? Not Fiorentina, Fiorentino Perez. I think Bayern are a very well-run club, and I think they'll say to Elise, we want to keep you. If you want to go to Real Madrid, we'll sell you. So I do actually think it's a possibility. Bayern won't want to sell him, but the fee they secure will be ridiculous, that they'll say, you know, do you want to go? Just Pasty says, what was your thoughts on Amrim's red card? Well, I posted it on Threads earlier. I don't know what people are moaning about. Something goes on in the Paraguay-Turkey game. Almiron runs past a player and says something, and the player runs to the referee and says he's just broken the rule. They check it on VAR and it gets sent off. I don't get what the problem is with people saying that's harsh. It's not harsh. It's not harsh at all. The player wouldn't run to the referee and say, check that on VAR, if he hadn't said something bad. And when you watch it, he's clearly not going, what do you think about the weather today? He said something, whatever it was, derogatory. Now, you might think the rule is dumb, but this is exactly what happened between Benfica and Real Madrid. There was an alleged racial slur that nobody knew what was said because he covered his mouth up. So FIFA have brought it in because of that. They've brought it in to stop people insulting people behind a hand. Whether you think that's a dumb rule or not, it came in because of that. And ultimately, Almiron said something behind his hand. I haven't got any sympathy. The rule's there. That's what the rule is. Loads of people moaning about it because some people like to moan for moaning's sake. But that's the rule. And he definitely didn't say, what's the weather like today? Do you fancy going for a drink later? He said something that was derogatory and he covered it up. So he's broken the rule. It is what it is. You might not like the rule, but he broke the rule. And so therefore it's a red card. And actually, people can say FIFA have gone soft, but it came in because something was said to Vinicius Jr. in the Champions League, and Mbappe and others said it was racist. But we don't know whether it was racist because he covered his face up. So I actually think you can justify why the rule was made. And he broke the rule. I don't think it's soft. He broke the rule. If it happened to England in a World Cup quarter-final, I'd be fucking pissed off. I get it. But ultimately, I ain't going to lose any sleep about it. The rule is the rule. And don't insult people behind your fingers so no one can see what you're being said. Sunrise Army says, don't understand the noise about Spurs agreeing personal terms with players. Agreeing the transfer fee with Newcastle or West Ham is the harder bit. Well, we talked about that about at 8 o'clock. Big news. Apparently Spurs are close to a deal with Tonali and have agreed personal terms with Mateus Fernandes. I'll give you my thoughts at 8. Nick P says, if you're of a certain age, this World Cup is pure nostalgia. I think younger people are just more indifferent about it. The colours, the size of stadiums. I think you're right, Nick. It's a very nostalgic World Cup. It really does echo USA 94. I know we're like effectively, nearly 30 years on, or 32 years on, but it really does feel like a modern version of that World Cup. Incredible stadia, vibrant colours, and the football's been good. FIFA have done a great job with their rule changes. I never thought I would say those words, but the rule changes have kept the ball in play, kept the game flowing, and we're benefiting from that. Somerville is average, says 95 Trace. Rank hosts by elimination stage, says Oz. I think Canada will go out first, probably in the same round as Mexico, and the USA will go the furthest. None of them are going to win it. Who's my dark horse, says me. Well, who's your dark horse? Who's going to go furthest as a dark horse? I do think there's a case to say Norway. I do think there's a case to say Japan. I do think there's a case to say Morocco. You know, Ivory Coast at 9 o'clock. If they beat Germany, suddenly things change. But I think Norway may be looking at the... Also depends who you get, isn't it? I think Norway have got a good chance of hitting the quarterfinals. Thanks for all your super chats, by the way. Really appreciate that. And thank you, everybody who has given us a follow on TikTok. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way, if you're on YouTube. We're on 486,997. We're 3 subscribers away from 487,000. So please click and subscribe in the bottom right-hand corner. We are live for Germany against the Ivory Coast at 9 p.m. I will be on the United stand in 20 minutes talking about these personal terms that are allegedly close to being agreed between Spurs and Mateus Fernandes. And then we're back on here for 9 o'clock as well. Wilson, thanks for your follow. Good fellow as well. Jordan. Mitta says, how are Morocco a dark horse? Well, I do agree with you because they are top 10 in the world rankings, but have they ever won a World Cup? No. So I think that Netherlands are technically a dark horse for the World Cup. I think if you haven't won the World Cup, you're a dark horse. That's my interpretation of it anyway. I mean, if you've never won something, you've surely got to be a dark horse. We have got team news coming in for the game between Germany and Ivory Coast. I'll run through the teams for you now. Neuer, Kimmich, Tar, Schlotterbeck, Brown, and Micha, Pavlovic, Musiala. Sane, Wirtz, Havertz is the starting team for Germany. Starting for the Ivory Coast, Fofana in goal, Singo, Kasuno, Agbadu, Conan, Ahmad, Kessie, Sangari, Diamonde, and Ole and Bonny is the starting 11 for them. They had a very good tournament. Well, they not had a very good tournament. They had a very good performance against the Ivory Coast, didn't they? Sorry, against Ecuador. Can't play yourself. Be too easy. Here's Alanga. Poor cross. Typical Alanga, that. Can be excellent, can be very frustrating. Were Newcastle right to spend that much amount of money on him? There's progress now when there once was none. Lovely stuff. Somebody just said, who's that Ole who plays up front for Ivory Coast? He's only 20 and he plays for Trabzonspor. Don't worry though, I mean, I thought Bonny up front for Ivory Coast was Wilfred Bonny, who played for Swansea. I had a right nightmare the other night. It was, I think that it wasn't I think I was tired, but I actually thought Bonny for Ivory Coast was Wilfred Bonny and not the Inter Milan striker. I had a stinker. I'll hold my hands up. It was poor. Isak's just had a shot there. Easy save for the goalkeeper. I'd say that was a camera save, if I'm being completely honest. But it's another corner. Headed away. And a shot straight at the keeper. Jabba. Are you going to watch Curacao tonight? No, it's a Saturday night. I feel like it's a bit of a night off tonight, even though it's not. I mean, I've just done this one. I'm doing United Stand at 8. Then I'm going to do Ivory Coast, Germany, which I'm really looking forward to. And then that's it. I'm out at 11 o'clock. So, I mean, that's like a hot take the rest of the day off. 11 o'clock, brush my teeth, get a pint, sit down and watch a good film until about, because I'll still operate to the 2 o'clock going to bedtime, but yeah, looking forward to it tonight. Catch up on some TV that I've not watched for a week because it's all been football. So yeah, looking forward to that tonight. This could be a big game for Jan Diamonde. I can't wait. I'm so excited for Germany against Ivory Coast. I really enjoyed Ivory Coast's energy against Ecuador, and I love Nagelsmann ball. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. Looking forward to it. What movie are you going to watch? I don't know whether I'm going to watch a film tonight, Sam. I've got a few TV series that I'm watching at the moment that I need to catch up on. Mark, it appears you were the one to listen to on the Fernandez deal all along. If the reports are true, I'm done with Ineos. Good work, pal, says Block. I don't know. I don't know the context there of what I was right about. But I did say on the morning show, thanks for the follow, Clinton, on TikTok. I did say on the morning show that the problem will be if they agree personal terms with Spurs. I've watched Breaking Bad, yes. Yes. Oh yes, I have. Mr. Catfish says, what's your Germany versus Ivory Coast take? I don't know. I mean, look, I don't have a preference in that game. Well, I do. I'd rather Ivory Coast beat Germany because they're the underdog. But I don't really know. I think it's almost like when two styles collide. I mean, Germany traditionally are the bigger name. But Ivory Coast look very good. It's not very often that you see European teams playing African teams in a competitive nature. I mean, it only happens in the World Cup, so it's hard to predict. People forget that the only time you see a non-European nation playing a European nation is in the World Cup. You might see a friendly and an international break, but what's that? I mean, fucking international friendlies ain't worth the paper they're written on. They don't mean anything. So it's hard to call. So I tell you what, Sweden have been a lot better attacking, but their defence has destroyed this game for them. I actually think across the 90 minutes, Sweden haven't been that bad. But in an attacking sense, but going forward, really poor. Yeah, really poor. Are you going to stream the game on TikTok? Yes, yeah, we'll set one up for you there as well. Thank you. Oishan says, Alanga couldn't pass wind. Freddie says, how do you think Tottenham will get on next season? Look, if Tottenham get Tonali and they sort the defence out, I mean, look, if we're being completely honest, the money Spurs are spending is to get in Champions League next season. As a United fan, we've probably got a bigger insight than anybody as to how you do that. And what I'll tell you for free is if you can get yourself in the picture, what a finish. I tell you what, Somerville to United's definitely going to glow up now. What a finish. What a finish. West Ham will be grabbing the tissues now. That is a very, very good finish by Somerville. He took it really well. 5-1. And that is demolition job. That is an absolute battering, by the way. They've absolutely done them. They really have. They've thrashed them, if we're being completely honest. Is your bet builder going to come in? No, because we haven't had a yellow card for anybody. There's a real lack of yellow cards in this tournament, actually. Nobody gets bloody booked. I don't think we've had a booking in this game, have we? Oh, we have. Sorry, we have. I had Gakpo to score any time, over 2.5 goals, Netherlands to win. So I've got 3 of the 5 criteria for my bet builder, but I haven't got a shot. Well, I haven't got a yellow card for Dumfries, have I? So not going to happen. Goodmonson and Yari have been booked for Sweden. Yeah, I'd say Somerville's price just went up by 10 million. Yeah, I agree with Ican, but the refs just aren't giving many cards in this tournament. Lass says, as a Tunisian, thank you so much to the Dutch team. Yeah, but you know what? You can say there's not many yellow cards in the tournament, but the ball's in play more. So if the ball's in play more, you'd think we'd get more yellow cards. But what's happening is the ball's in play more and they're letting more Look, I will never, ever normally give credit to FIFA, UEFA, the Premier League, the PGMOL, or whatever you want to call it. But I will give credit to FIFA. It's the FIFA World Cup. And this happens so rarely that it should be applauded when they get it right. They've absolutely nailed the brief. They've nailed it. 5 seconds to take a throw-in, kills long throw-ins. Get on with it when it's a goal kick or a corner or someone goes down injured. And don't give soft fouls and don't give soft yellow cards. And it's you know, we are reaping the benefits of that. The ball's in play more. We're getting less yellow cards because they're letting the play go. They're not giving loads of fouls. So the flow of the game is ridiculous. And that's why the game's going quicker as well. Every half goes really quick. They've absolutely nailed the brief. And, you know, I'd scream and shout that from the rooftops. They've nailed it. The flow of the game, the lack of yellow cards, the lack of soft fouls, the lack of long throw-ins. The flow of the game's been incredible in this World Cup. And I really hope the Premier League wake up to it because we'll have a better Premier League next season if they do. It's going to be an absolute culture shock if we go back to the Premier League and it's, you know, take 2 minutes to take a throw-in, take 2 minutes to do a corner, fall over when there's no contract, we'll give a foul. It will be horrible to watch. I'm really hoping the Premier League take notice because it has been very good. And it feels weird to be complimentary, but it has been very good. There's your hater. Corey and Doug, thanks for the follows. Jim E as well. What do you think of Yan Diamonde? Well, let's watch him at 9 o'clock. I think he's a fantastic player, but let's watch him at 9 o'clock. Do you think the Dutch can win the league, win the World Cup? Look, for me, they'd have to be in the dark horse category because they've never won it. Are they capable of winning the World Cup? Look, are the Dutch capable of getting to a World Cup final? Yes, they've done it before. So yes, they could win a World Cup. I wouldn't be betting. I wouldn't be betting on it, but they do look very good. I think they were impressive against Japan, and they've been very impressive tonight. Very impressive indeed. Some of it was just taking one to the face there, accidentally. Man of the match, says Mr. Oshamari. Well, Robbie and Gakpo have had 2 goals. I personally think De Jong has been incredible. I know he hasn't scored a goal, but I think the dictator in the midfield, very, very good. I know he went off after an hour, but I think that hour was remarkable. I think Gravenberg has played very well as well. Obviously, he's played the full game. But my man of the match would be Dumfries. I just think he killed the game. And has he not got 3 assists as well? No, he's got 2 assists. I think I'd give it to Dumfries. I mean, look, Gakpo's got 2 goals and an assist. Somerville's got a goal and an assist. Robbie got 2 goals. I think I'd give it to Dumfries. I think he was, yeah, just Dumfries for me. But look, you could give it Robbie, you could give it De Jong, you could give it Gakpo. You could give it Somerville. I am on the United stand. Well, I say I'm on the United stand at 8. I've got to grab something to eat, so tell them it's more likely to be 10 past 8. I've got to eat, and then we're back on here at 8:45. Sweden defence has been shit. I mean, Somerville's down injured here. He's no pissing about. He has actually been hit in the face. Is it me, or do you think Somerville reminds you of Sterling? Not just stature, but the way he moves with the ball. Yeah, I sort of see it, Darry. He hasn't got the same running style, but I know what you mean. So, Somerville price tag just went up by 20 mil, so Stig. How long until someone says the Netherlands are back, says Gareth. I've seen it multiple times in the chat already. Cunha can do everything Somerville's done, says Dylan. And that's the full time. Joe says he's in Magaluf. Thanks for the advice the other day. Oh, mate, enjoy him. Enjoy Magaluf. What a place to be. Love that. So there it is. It finishes 5-1 to the Netherlands. I do need to shoot off because I've got to be back here for the Germany game, and I've got to do a United Stand show first. But big shout out to Boyle Sports for supporting the stream as well. I didn't quite get over the line because I didn't get a yellow card for Dumfries and a shot on target for Van Dijk, but I did get Gakpo to score any time. I did get over 2.5 goals, and I did get the Netherlands to win. Don't forget, you can check out Boyle Sports through the link in the description or by scanning the QR code. We're back on here for Germany Ivory Coast in just over an hour, but I'm on the United Stand in about 10 minutes as well. So get over there. Apparently Spurs have agreed personal terms with our biggest target, Mateus Fernandes. What does that mean for Man United if we don't get him? I'll see you over there in a minute. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. And don't forget, we have got Germany Ivory Coast, which I think is going to be a cracker too. Speak to you all in a bit.